Let's solve some simultaneous equation. In this video, I want to show you exactly how you can solve any simultaneous equation by elimination method. I want you to understand clearly what it means when we say elimination. What exactly are we eliminating in that equation? Now, before we begin, there are a few things I want you to understand when solving simultaneous equation. The first thing is the coefficient. Okay, in fact, let me write that. So I want you to understand two things here. Every simultaneous equation has got these two things. It has got the coefficient. It has got one, the coefficient. And the other thing is the variable. Now, what is a coefficient and what is a variable? Okay, so when you look at the equation that we have here, every number that you see, every number, remember, if you see a letter like this, it has got an invisible number here which you can't see. In this case, it is 1. So every number that you see on the equations, in this case, the 2, all the numbers you see in this equation, they are coefficients. And every letter that you see, x and y in this case, they are variables. Now, what do we mean by elimination? Well, we simply mean that we want to have one variable cancelled. In short, we want to cancel one variable, and we can only achieve that if the coefficient of that particular variable is equal and carrying the opposite sign. So let's demonstrate using the equation which we have. So on the left, we have x plus 2y equals to 11 as our first equation, and negative 3x plus y equals to negative 5 as our second equation. Now, you have a choice here of picking a variable which you must cancel. If let's say you choose to cancel y, okay? If you choose to cancel y, you can either choose to cancel y or cancel x. Now in this question, in this video rather, I'm going to cancel out y. So me, I'll pick y. You can also use x, you still get the same answer. So you can cancel one variable and work out for the other. So in this video, I'll cancel out y. I'll pick y myself because this is what I like using. So how do we make sure that the coefficient for this variable are equal and carrying the opposite sign? Is by looking for a number which, when you multiply with this equation, will give you the coefficient equal to the one from the next equation. So in this case, you don't have to look outside the equation to look for that number. You just use the value or the coefficient which is available on the other equation. Like in this case, if we choose to cancel out y, look at the other equation. What coefficient does it have? We can use this one. Now you must understand that if you pick that coefficient, you have to multiply it with this entire equation. It will not only affect this y, but it will affect the entire equation. So we'll get that value in this case 2 and change its sign. So that simply means the second equation will be multiplied by a negative 2. So this negative 2, we didn't just pick it, we got it from the second equation here. We did not go out to start looking for a number to multiply with. We used the coefficient from the next equation. And that's how you must understand this. So once we do that, you have to multiply everything from this bottom equation by 2. So let's do that. So after we multiply, let me get the first equation as it is. We'll get x plus 2y is equals to 11. And then the second equation, we have decided to multiply it by a -2. So when you multiply everything by -2, what do we get? So the second equation, you can see that it will change. So we're going to have -2 by -6. -3 will get +6. So you get 6x there on the bottom. And then -2 multiplied by y, you get -2y, and then equals to 10, because -2 multiplied by -5, negative times negative will give you a positive. So 5 times 2 will give you 10. So this is what you get as your second equation. So you can see that the variables and the coefficient for y on the second part of the equation, I mean these, okay, you can see that we have this, these are equal. So when you get this is where now the elimination comes in, because you have to eliminate this and this because they are equal. You must understand that +2 minus 2 is equals to 0. If you have a number line like this, you have 0 there. If you move to your positive sign 1, 2 times, you end here, and then you go back, you still get 0. This is what we mean here. I hope that helps you understand why these two variables and coefficients cancel. So it's because when we cancel out, this gives us 0. So when we have 0 there, so the remaining variable is x equals to 11 for the first equation, and for the second equation, we have 6x is equals to 10. So this is what we have. Now let's find for x. So here, since we only have one variable remaining, we can add these since they are like terms. So 6x plus x, we have 7x. We have 7x equal to, what is 11 plus 10? We'll get 21. So 7x equals to 21. So we want to get x. What is x? You can divide this 21 with 7, so that we cancel out, we remain with x. So you see that you get the x equals to 3. This is our x value. Now let's go on and find for y. Find the y value. Now, when you find x, it now becomes very easy for you to find the value of y. Why? Because we have the value for one variable, which you can easily place on any of these equations to get the remaining variable. So in this case, I'll pick the first equation. I'm going to pick, you can pick any, so I'm going to pick this. I'll pick this equation here. So I'll say x plus 2y is equals to 11. Now, we already found the value of x, and this is why I said it becomes very easy when you find one variable to find the other. So I'll make what we don't have the subject of the formula. I'll say 2y is equals to 11. This one, which we've already found, should come to the other end. And when it crosses the equal sign, it changes the sign. So here it's a positive, but here it will become a minus. Now, at this point, you have 11 minus what you found, which in this case is 3. So you have 2y is equals to, what is 11 minus 3? You get 8. So divide both sides by 2 to get y. So you cancel out this. You see that you're going to remain with y equal to 2 into 8, you get 4. So these are the answers that you get. So you have y is equals to 4 and x is equals to 3. This is what you get. Now, how do you prove that the answers you have gotten are correct? Let's prove. Let's get the first equation. I'm going to pick I'm going to use this equation here to prove whether what we have found is correct. Now, our answers is we found x is equals to 3 and y is equals to 4. So I'm going to use the first equation to prove these findings. So x plus 2y is equals to 11. I'll use this to prove whether what we have found is correct. So what I want to do here is to replace the answers we found in each of these variables. So since we found x is equals to 2, I'll put 2 there. And we found y equals to 4, I'll put 4 there. So this means that we have 2 multiplied by 4 is equals to 8. Will give you 11. Now you can see there must be something wrong. We actually found x equals to 3, not 2. So we found 3 here. This is what we found. So since we found 3 here, we have replaced where there's x with what we found, which is 3. So you can easily see that the answers come out. So 2 multiplied by 4, you get 8. When you add this together, it will give you 11. So you have 11 equals to 11. So this is how you know that what you have found is correct. I hope this helps you to understand how to calculate every simultaneous. The concept is understanding how to match the variables. Okay, if for instance you decide to cancel out x, make sure that every coefficient that both of the equation carries has to cancel, has to match and carry opposite sign. It is only then you can cancel out that part and work out for the other. So this is how you solve. Make sure you follow my channel. Please follow my channel. If you're watching me from Facebook, follow it. If you're watching from YouTube, please subscribe and share this video. Thank you very much for support. In the next video, I'm going to use substitution method to solve this simultaneous. So stick to my channel, please, and make sure you like and follow. Thank you.